Yeah.
Got it.
When you're halfway through.
I know. You guys are good. Reminding me. Alright, so welcome everyone to yoga. Just find your comfortable seat. Now, is it your first time to yoga? Yeah. So I always recommend to use one of the blocks to sit up. It helps elevate the hips, so it's just easier to sit straight in the spine. Now, if it's not comfortable to sit cross-legged, that goes for everyone else too. You know, there's various ways of sitting. You can have the legs out in front, you can have one, you can sit on your knees with the block underneath you. So I just encourage you to find a position that's as comfortable as possible so that your mind does not get distracted by physical discomfort. So that being said, if anything feels wrong or painful or you don't want to go into pose, that's fine. So just listen to yourself. This is a reminder to everyone else too. Tuning into where you're at today. It's not the same as last week or yesterday. You're a new person today. You're in a different space. So every time you come onto the mat, it's a new opportunity to turn your attention inwards. And just really start tuning into how it feels to be in your body today, this moment. The body might be fine, but the mind might be agitated. Or maybe the mind is calm and the body is uncomfortable. Again, there's no right or wrong. Just an opportunity to go inwards, to disconnect from the outside world for the next hour. And if you like, you can take a few deep inhales through the nostrils and exhale, flushing it out through the mouth. Just letting go of the day you've had. Maybe you've been working, you've had stuff on, things to remember, conversations, deadlines. Just setting it all aside now for the next hour. Or even if you've been to a nice restaurant with a 101-year-old, you know, nice things as well. Just setting it all to the side, not lingering on what's been in the past or what's coming in the future. But just allowing yourself to land in this space, right here, right now. And a way to keep drawing the mind into the present moment is to start connecting it to the breath. So you can place a hand on the belly if you like. Now we're going to start lengthening our breaths. On your next inhale, we're going to expand the belly as you draw the breath up into the rib cage, the chest. And then exhale as you contract the chest, the rib cage, the belly. You really want to feel that breath, not just in the chest, but in the belly as well. Finding your own breath within that. Lengthening the inhale as much as is comfortable without strain. And lengthening the exhale. Again, as much as is comfortable and without strain. Just imagine each inhale, you're filling yourself up, fresh, nourishing water from the bottom all the way up, like a glass of water. And as you exhale, just emptying that glass of water from the top down. So breath focus, breath meditation, it's a great way to allow the mind to catch up with the body that's already here. Taking 3 more deep breaths. And once you've done your 3 rounds, just return to your natural breath rhythm. Just doing a few circles with the head, get some movement into the neck, the throat, or if you prefer to just go from half circle, from shoulder to shoulder. And if you're circling, changing direction. Beautiful, coming back to center. You can open the eyes or you can keep them closed, whatever you prefer. As you inhale, we're going to draw the arms to the ceiling, get a bit of length in the rib cage. Then we're going to exhale the right hand down to the floor, leaning over to the right. As if you can glue the left seat bone down. So you get that nice stretch from the hip to the fingertips, and then inhale back to center. Lowering the left hand and exhale, reaching over to the left. Inhale back to center. We're going to do one more time each side. So this is us starting now to link the movement with the breath. So we're not rushing the movement, but allow yourself that full inhale, that full exhale. So your movements start to slow down. And then inhale to bring both hands to the ceiling. Now as you exhale, you're going to lower the left hand to the back, right hand to the left thigh. Then inhale again. Find that extra length before you exhale to twist a bit more. And then inhale, bring arms out in front. Right hand behind, left hand on the right thigh. An extra inhale to lengthen the spine. And then exhale as you twist. Beautiful. Inhale back to center, bring the hands out in front. If you can soften those shoulders slightly, but engage the arms and the fingers, the hands, spread the fingers apart, and then make strong fists. Nice, seriously, as if you want to punch someone. Nice and strongly engage, and then open. And then open. And close. Now, really gently start to speed up that movement, just gradually. So, like how you're engaging your lower arm muscle. It's going to protect your wrists now even faster. And faster still. Ooh, shaking it up. Beautiful. Interlocking the hands. And then drawing the eternity number, the lane number 8. Just get some nice rotational movement into the wrists. And then changing direction. Beautiful. Again, shaking it out. We're going to set the hands onto the mat, coming onto all fours. Now hips over knees, shoulders over wrists. So the hands are a little wider. I'm going to move into our cat and cow. So as you inhale, we're going to drop the belly slightly, but slightly pull the belly button towards the spine, soften the shoulders back, look out sort of through the eyebrows. And then as you exhale, we're going to curl the upper back, push the heart towards the spine, chin towards the chest, tuck the tailbone. And then inhale, come back into your cow pose. Going to move between cat and cow. Again, linking your movement to the breath. So this is an opportunity again for you to just go with your breath rhythm. You might be a little faster or a little slower than mine. If you're not used to moving consciously like this with the breath and it feels a bit overwhelming, or you lose the breath, that's okay. Just like anything else, practice. We can only do our best in this moment, letting go of any expectation or any judgment. But just being an observer to your practice, just watching the body, the mind, Watching if there's any emotions at the forefront. And then coming back to center, just a few gentle circles with the hips. Get some movements there going in the lower back, the pelvic floor, top of the thighs, the glutes. And then changing direction. Beautiful. Next inhale, I'm going to bring the right foot to the front between the hands. Now see if you can drop the hips a little bit more. Now if you need to, you can use your blocks either side of the foot. Give us a little bit more height and length in the torso. Now once you're here, when you're ready, inhale, draw a little bit of extra length. As you exhale, we're going to walk the hands or the blocks back, coming into a half split. And then when you're ready to inhale, walk the blocks or the hands back to the front of the mat. So we're going to move between these two poses now. Again, linking the movement with the breath. Inhaling to come forwards, exhaling to come backwards. Beautiful. And then with your next inhale, going to the front of the mat, tuck the left toe, step the right foot next to the left, come into your plank pose, and then bringing the left foot to the front. Lowering the right knee. You can keep the toes tucked, that will protect your knee if you have any issues, or you can just untuck it if that's preferable. Again, just a few wiggles here, getting into the hips, maybe dropping the hips a little more, but not collapsing fully in the lower back. With your next inhale, grow a bit of extra length in the spine. And as you exhale, start walking the hands or the blocks to the back of the mat, coming into your half split. So again, moving between these two poses. Just following your breath rhythm. And then next inhale, just tucking the right toes, bringing the blocks to the side, hands to the floor, stepping the left foot next to the right, coming into your plank pose, nice and strong through the hands. And then from here, I'm going to start pushing the buttocks towards the back of the mat. And if you like, you can bend the knees slightly just to get the feeling of that lengthened torso. And then if you have your knees bent, you can start walking it out one leg at a time, just getting some movement there into the hamstrings, the calves. And then we're going to walk the hands back towards the feet. And then come into a bit of a forward fold. Now, you can keep the knees or the legs straight, or if you prefer to have a little bit of a bend, that's okay as well. Now, gently nodding the head, yes. Checking the head, no. And let's end on the yes, another nod. I'm going to bend the right knee, lean the weight onto the right foot, and then walk the hands to the outside of your right foot. Keep that left leg straight, and pull that left kneecap up to engage the thigh. Now this is really strong, you know, you can step the feet a little wider apart, or you can step them closer if you want to intensify. Inhale, lengthens the spine, exhale, deepens the pose. And then inhale when you're ready to come back to center. And as you exhale, walk the hands on the outside of the left foot, bend the left knee, leaning your weight into the left foot. Pull that right kneecap up to engage your right leg. Inhale, lengthens. Exhale, deepens. Not necessarily just physically that you come further down, but just with awareness that you're there with yourself in this pose, noticing, observing how this pose feels, what it brings up. And then inhale, back to center. Now you can bend the knees now, and then on your next inhale, we're going to start rolling up to standing. Allow the arms and hands to hang, to fully relax. Slightly pull the belly button towards the spine to engage your core. Coming all the way up, closing down the eyes once you're up. Roll the shoulders back and down. Just grounding through the soles of the feet as you observe any physical sensations in the body. Maybe a few deeper breaths here. And see if it's possible to keep the breath as much as possible through the nostrils. That filters and heats and slows down the breath. And then gently opening the eyes, inhale, bringing the shoulders to the ears. And then exhale to roll them back and down, walking to the front of your mat. And come into a few rounds of adjusted sun salutes. And when you're ready, inhale to draw the arms to the ceiling. Find a nice juicy length along the spine, slightly engaging your core as you come forward, forward fold. And then inhale into your halfway lift. Bring your hands to the shins, torso parallel to the floor, engage your legs. And as you exhale, we're going to step the right foot to the back of the mat, lower the right knee. Then inhale to bring the arms to the ceiling. Soften the shoulders. And then next exhale, we're going to lower the left hand to the back of the right thigh, leaning over to the left. Inhale back to center. And then exhale, lower the hands, frame the front foot. Find nice strength through the hands and then step into your plank pose. Now this first one, just lower the knees. And then chaturanga, which means lowering the torso down to the floor, elbows tucked in, pointing to the back of the mat. Inhale to lift the torso. We're not pushing away from the hands, we push the top of the feet rather into the mat. Lift the torso. Now with your next exhale, tuck the toes, engage your core as you push back into your down dog. Now once you're here, 3 breaths, as if you can engage your hands again as if you're grabbing hold of the mat. Roll the shoulders away from the ears. So it's as if you're pulling some extra space between the shoulder blades. And the head can be fully relaxed, softening the neck, staying with your breath. And then at the end of your next exhale, look forward between the hands. No breath. You're going to bring that right foot to the front between the hands. Lower the knee. Inhale to bring the arms to the ceiling. Low lunge. Settle in, soften the shoulders, but nicely engage through the hands and the arms. Now exhale to bring that right hand to the back left thigh, leaning over to the right. Inhale, back to center. And then exhale to bring the hands, frame the front foot. No breath as you step the left foot to the front between the hands. Inhale again into your halfway lift. And then exhale, forward fold. Nice inhale as you scoop yourself all the way up to standing. Palms together overhead. Exhale to bring the palms together in front of the heart. Just as a reminder, that inner connection as you release the hands. And inhale for round 2. So we're just going to build a little bit on what we've I've done so far already, just adding a little bit more extra round. Exhale, come into your forward fold. Then inhale, halfway. And then exhale, step the right foot to the back of the mat, lower the right knee. Inhale to bring the arms to the ceiling. Exhale, left hand to the back right thigh, leaning over to the left. Inhale, back to center. Now this time as you exhale, only the right hand to the floor. Lift the right knee off. Inhale the left arm to the ceiling, push out through that right heel. And then exhale to bring the left hand to the floor on the inside of the left foot. Inhale, right arm. Beautiful. Exhale, back down. And then step into your plank pose. For those who have a general practice and want to have the legs straight, you can do your chaturanga that way, but no drooping hips. Everyone else knees to the floor. Chaturanga, you lower yourself all the way down, core engaged. Inhale, low cobra, or your up dog if you like. And then exhale, tuck the toes, push back. Adho Mukha down dog. 3 nice breaths. So an opportunity to reconnect to that deep belly breath we did at the beginning of the class. Strong through the hands and the feet, so full point of connection. Strong through the legs, but soft through the head. Now at the end of your next exhale, look forward between the hands. No breath as we step the right foot to the front. Lower the left knee. Inhale to bring the arms up. And then exhale, right hand to the back left thigh, leaning over to the right. Then inhale, back to center. Next exhale, left hand to the floor. Lifting the left knee off the floor and then inhaling, right arm to the ceiling. Push out through that left heel, nice and strong. Exhale, right hand to the floor on the inside of the right foot. Inhale, left arm to the ceiling. And then exhale, back down. End of the exhale, step the left foot to the front. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, scoop it all up, nice and strong. Exhale, palms together, brushing past the heart space. Then inhale for round 3. Nice and strong in your core as you exhale into your forward fold. Just like a swallow diving. Inhale, halfway, engaging your core here as well. And this time, as we exhale, we're going to step both feet to the back of the mat. Come into the plank pose. And then lower the knees or straight legs, chaturanga. Inhale, low cobra or your up dog. If you're doing your up dog, make sure your thighs are off the floor so you're engaging your core and your legs. And then exhale to tuck the toes, push back, down dog. Beautiful. Next inhale, right leg to the ceiling. And then exhale to bring the right knee to the forehead, come into a forward plank. Then inhale again, 3-legged dog. Exhale, right knee to the right elbow. Inhale, right leg to the ceiling, 3-legged dog. And then exhale, right knee to the left elbow. Nice and strong through the hands. Inhale, 3-legged dog. And as you exhale, bring the right foot to the front of the mat, between the hands. Lower the left heel to the floor, so the heels are on one line. Bring the right elbow to the right knee. And then left arm to the ceiling, so you come into a side angle pose. And then with your next inhale, push away from that right front foot. Come up into your warrior two. So arms shoulder height. Find the torso and the hips lying to the left side, and then just turning your head, looking over that right middle finger. Imagine the fingers on both hands are reaching in opposite directions. The next inhale, we're going to lower the left arm, bring the right arm overhead. Beautiful, focus that. Next inhale, come into your warrior two, and then exhale into your side angle pose. Beautiful. Inhale, warrior two. And exhale, proud warrior. Just one more round. Just staying in the flow, so not just like one pose to the next one, but see if you can find the flow between them. It's like a seamless transition. And then with your next exhale, we're going to windmill the hands to frame the front foot. Now we're going to step into our down dog. This time we're going to inhale the left leg to the ceiling. And then exhale to bring the knee to the forehead, to a forward curl. Inhale, three-legged dog. And then exhale, knee to left elbow. Inhale, three-legged dog. Beautiful work, guys, nice and strong. Exhale, knee to the right elbow. And then inhale, three-legged dog. Next exhale, bring the left foot to the front of the mat between the hands. Lower the right heel. So both heels are on one line. Bring the left elbow to the left knee. Then inhale, right arm to the ceiling. Beautiful. Engage your core. Now with your next inhale, push away from the front foot. Come into your warrior two. Arms shoulder height, torso on the hips pointing to the wall with the windows. And then just turning the head, looking over that left middle finger. Now just to make sure you're relaxing the shoulders, lift the shoulders to the ears and then soften them back down. Beautiful. Now next inhale, drop the right hand. Bring the left arm over so you come into your proud warrior. Stay here for an exhale as well, and then inhale back to your warrior two. Exhale, side angle pose. How's the breath going? Inhale, back to your warrior two. Finding that seamless transition again. Exhale, proud warrior. Nice and strong through the legs. Gracious ballerinas, all of you. And then inhale, let's do one more round. And then next, inhale, come back to warrior two. And then exhale, windmill the hands. Step into your plank pose. Last chaturanga, either with straight legs or knees to the floor. Elbows tucked in, so they're pointing to the back of the mat. Inhale, engage your core. Lift up into your low cobra or your up dog. Exhale, push back. Adho Mukha, down dog. Last one. 3 breaths. Nice and strong through the hands. So grip hold of the mat. That's going to help engage and protect your wrists. That being said, if you're ever in the class and it hurts in down dog, you can always come down onto your forearms in your down dog as well, as an alternative. Now once you've had your 3 breaths, you can lower the knees, come into your child's pose. The knees to the floor, buttocks to the heels. They might touch, they might not. Then hands in front of you or by the side if you prefer, head to the floor if it can touch. Now, particularly if your knees are apart, there's a lot more space for the belly there to breathe. So connect with those deep belly breaths again, expanding from the belly all the way up on the inhale, even expanding out through the back of the body, along the spine. And softening the hands. So we're going to give the hands a bit of a counter pose. Adam's family hand, anyone? Lifting the elbows, palms of the hands off the floor, roll the shoulders away from the ears, engaging the arms, pushing the top of the wrists towards the ceiling. You know Adam's family hand?
His name.
That's his name? Yeah. I don't know the name. I was like, the Adam's family hand. So that people understand, we're like, oh. That's a bit creepy from here, actually. Yeah, I sort of never seen that many. Now you can relax the hands back down. Beautiful. And then inhale back onto all fours. We're going to cross at the ankles. And then we come to seat, over and behind the feet. Now we're going to straighten the left leg out in front of us. Bring the right sole of the foot on the inner left thigh. Slightly engaging. If you want, you can release some flesh from the seat bones. And then hands on either side of the thigh. Now start to find the length. So we want to have both sides of the rib cage equally open. So we don't want to see sort of that. See if we can square the torso along that left leg. Now inhale, find the length. And then as you exhale, you might have space to start walking the hands out in front. Now, if that's not available, that's okay. To make it a bit easier, you can also have a slight bend in the knee. Make sure you engage your feet. So you're pushing your heel away, bringing the toes back towards you. And then we're going to soften and relax the shoulders. Bring the chin a little closer to the chest, but still see if you can endeavor to have a straight, well, as straight as possible spine. Now we're going to reach that right hand, so it can either rest on the left shin, or the left ankle, or the outside of the left foot, or the toes. And then with your next inhale, we're going to find the length in the spine, and as you exhale, we're going to twist to the left. Bring the left hand behind, or alternatively reaching the left hand out behind. Now if you have the space, you might even lift that left heel off the floor. Now just making sure you're still breathing here. And then with your next exhale, we're going to bring the left hand back. And then inhale to come back up. Bring the right hand to the back as you exhale. And then inhale to lift the hips. Left arm up and over. Nice engaging that left foot, so you're pointing, grounding through the toes, reaching with the hands, then lifting with the hips. Nice juicy breath here. And as you exhale, we're going to roll, come back down to a seat. We're going to swap the legs. Right leg out in front, left sole of the foot on the inner right thigh. Again, if you need to release some flesh from the seat bones, you can. Now square your torso again. Now if you have issues sitting straight here, you can also use the block under your buttocks. So that will help tilt your pelvic floor or your hips slightly forward, so it's easier to come into that forward fold. You can try it if you like. Might enhance your pose. And you're finding that length in the spine. Endeavor as much as possible to keep the spine straight. That's where the breath comes in. So we inhale to lengthen. And then because we've inhaled, got some oxygen and space, exhale into that space. Now if you need to have a slight bend in the knee, you can. Make sure you engage the right foot. Now from here, I'm going to use that left hand, either resting it on the right shin, the ankle, the outside of the foot, or grab hold of the toes. And then inhale as you find extra length in the spine. Then exhale to twist to the right, bringing the right hand behind, alternatively reaching the right hand out. Maybe the heel comes off the floor, and maybe it doesn't matter. As long as you stay connected to the breath. Deeply inhale, deeply exhale. And as you exhale next, bring that right hand to the front. Then inhale to come back up. Exhale to bring that left hand to the back. Then inhale, lifting the hips, reaching the right arm up and over, nicely engaging with that right foot. So your body's being pulled in 3 different directions. To the right foot, the right hand, and the hips. And then exhale, come back down. Beautiful. Right. So, we're going to bring the soles of the feet together, knees down wide. It might be a bit challenging with that block there because we're going to go into a bit of a balance. I don't want you to fall off when you're doing that. So you can either use the peace fingers around the big toes, or you can just hold on around the feet. I find it easier because I've got a bit more sort of length in the spine if I hook the peace fingers around the big toe. So find that length. And then with your next inhale, we're going to start straightening that right leg, either out in front or out to the side. Leaning backwards slightly, so you sort of get a little bit of a tilt, so a slight supported balance. Now soften the shoulders. And then as you're ready to exhale, you're going to bring our right foot back down. Make sure you don't collapse in your lower back. Now next inhale, you bring that left foot out in front or to the side. And slightly leaning back, but not hunching. So trying to keep the integrity of the spine the whole time. And then exhale, back down. Now we can do that again, one side at a time, or you can start to lean backwards, find the balance as you lift the heels off the floor, and you can stay there. That's also a nice balancing practice. Or if you want to challenge yourself a bit, you can bring the heels slightly up, like a happy balancing baby. Or you can start straightening both. So make sure you have a point on the floor in front of you to help you keep your focus. Now, if you fall backwards, just curl up into a ball. Soften the shoulders. Now just checking, you guys still breathing? Now your next exhale, slowly start lowering the heels back down. Beautiful. And then release, straightening the legs out in front. Maybe put an extra layer on now, because we're going to come more into the cooling part of the class. So that once, we get into that cool down, slower mode, you have to get up again and put your clothes on. As it's so nice and cozy here. Yeah. Right. So a little bit of core work. So find the length in the spine. Pull the belly button slightly towards the spine. Now engage the legs, so push the feet towards you, the heels away, and reach the arms out in front. Now with your next exhale, we're going to start tucking the tailbone, engage the legs, and slowly start rolling back down. If you have a sore back, you can bend the knees and then just hover for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, watching the shakes, 3, 2, 1, and hold the knees. Beautiful. Arms out to the side, head down, feet wide apart. Taking a few deeper breaths here. Again, reconnecting with that deep belly breath, that expansion on the inhale and the release on the exhale. Now when you're ready, we're going to bend the knees, bring the soles of the feet to the floor. And then bring the arms down by the side. Now I'm going to do a little bit of a windscreen wipe here just to release the lower back, massage the lower back. And then come back to center, bring the knees to the chest. And then with your next inhale, I'm going to push away from the floor, bring the knees towards the forehead. If it doesn't quite come that far, you can rest on either side of the head. And we're going to place the palms of the hands on the lower back. Now if it's okay, you can bring the heels back to the buttocks, or if you prefer to have them off, that's fine too. Now here, come into a few deep breaths here as well. So this is giving you a little bit of an inner organ massage by expanding from the belly up on the inhale. And then exhale, contracting from the top down, just massaging the inner organs against each other here. Now next inhale, we're going to bring the right leg straighten it to the ceiling. And then exhale, we're going to bring the knee back down, whether it's on the forehead or on the side of the head. Next inhale, left leg to the ceiling. And then exhale back down. Now next inhale, both legs to the ceiling. So coming into full shoulder stand. Maybe you can shuffle the elbows a little closer. Tuck the tailbones, trying to push the hips towards the head. Beautiful work, guys. Make sure you don't turn your head here. Stay with your breath. And with your next exhale, we're going to lower the left foot towards the floor. Doesn't matter how far down it comes. Maybe for some of you it touches or it's not close. That's okay. Inhale back up. And then next exhale, opposite leg down to the floor above the head. Inhale to come back up. And then exhale, either both feet to the floor above the head, or you can bend the knees back down to the forehead. Staying with your breath here. Breathing along the spine, getting a nice juicy stretch down the back. And then very gradually, keep your core, so engage your core, lower the hands to the floor behind you, palms to the floor. And then engage your core as you gradually start rolling back down, one vertebra at a time. You need to have your core switched on to not just plump down. Beautiful. And eventually, once you're down, bending the knees, bringing the soles of the feet to the floor. Just heels slightly out so the knees can rest in towards each other. And again, nice big juicy breath here. Long exhale. Just allowing the lower part of the spine, the lumbar spine, to just neutralize here. Maybe there's a few sensations down there of release. We're going to come into a bit of a counter pose for the spine. So make sure you have one of your blocks handy. Yeah. Tuck the tailbone, lift the hips up, slide the block underneath your sacrum. And that might be okay, you just want to stay there. Or you can straighten the legs. Now I want the legs wide apart. That's going to ease off any pressure on the lower back. Now once you're down, if you feel a pinch in the lower back, you might have to adjust the block slightly. Cultivate a little bit of a tuck of the tailbone, so as you're sort of stretching out, contracting the lower back. Keep it on the first level. Yeah, too high. You don't want to go too high. And then straighten your legs, and then you get that nice back bend, but also the hip, under the hip. Once you hear, take a deep inhale through the nose. Sigh. Now you can stay here for a little longer, or you can remove the block, come into your Shavasana. Maybe you want to pull the knees to the chest before you come all the way down. Or if you want to have your legs up the wall, you can adjust your mat a little bit. Making sure that you're as warm as possible. If your mind's still busy, just sit with and observe. Just linking the mind mind to the breath. Watching the inhale, the exhale. All the more grounding to the back of the body. If you still have a block underneath, slide the block out so you can give your spine a few moments in neutral. Everyone else just gently start making some small movements with the fingers, the toes, Maybe circling the ankles, the wrists. Now maybe you feel like stretching the arms overhead, or maybe you feel like pulling the knees to the chest, hugging it all in. Just doing whatever feels right after your resting pose. Or maybe both. And eventually just roll onto your right side, making your way up to a meditation seat. Again, you can use your block for elevation. It's okay, just closing down the eyes again. So having that sort of inwards gaze for just a little longer. We take a moment to notice how it feels to sit in your physical shape now after the class. Is there a change in the body, in the mind, emotionally? Maybe it's very noticeable, maybe it's not so noticeable, maybe you're not sure, that's okay as well. So we're not trying to be a certain way, but just put that observer hat on. Just watching. Now with your next inhale, we're going to draw the arms overhead. So imagine that you're scooping up all the goodness from the class, whether that was physical, emotional, mental things coming to you throughout, and bringing the palms together and then bringing all of that goodness back into the heart. So that when you leave this space today, you can be centered in your heart space, meeting people on your path from the heart space, including yourself. And bringing the thumbs to the third eye, gently bowing the head. Giving thanks again to yourself for showing up for yourself, doing that work. It might seem like just a physical practice, but it can be a lot more, can really be that nice, transformative inner practice, inner work that's being done. So don't underestimate showing up regularly for yourself like this. And thanks for allowing me to hold space for you all. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you. Thanks, beautiful souls. Have a great rest of your week. And I'll see you again next week. Thank you.